to some professional Starcraft 2. Two of the most exciting, fan-favorite players in all of Starcraft head-to-head, best of 3 in the bottom right of Golden Wall, the chess master, the GSL finalist, and caster. Not necessarily in that order. It is TY. And the Canadian Queen of Blades from Brave Star Gaming. The player most likely to put you on an emotional roller coaster, depending on whether she's doing well or maybe not so much. It is, of course, Scarlett. Scarlett, just possibly the highest range of looking like one of the best in the world to what are you doing? At least in over StarCraft 2 history. We'll see where we end up here. But Golden Wall, I'm not sure how this made it through the veto chicken, where players are like, well, I'm not going to be the one to veto Golden Wall. You veto Golden Wall, T1. No. Sometimes these maps make it through because neither player wants to use one of their vetoes on one of the crazy maps. Honestly, Terran players, I don't think, are particularly unhappy with Golden Wall because their buildings can fly, and so do medevacs. So all the intricacies and shenanigans are mostly available to Terran, at least most easily on a map like this. Scarlett looking to mine through the mineral wall, but that SCV has something to say about that. And it says, let me help. Oh, wait! He was for a second trying to stop it from mining. Oh, but here comes the Reaper. Using the mineral AI. But the Reaper comes in. The SCV almost dies. But will a Zergling die? The most intense part of every StarCraft 2 match is when the Reaper kills a Zergling. Never mind. Oh, wait! You're so greedy. Just calm down. I don't know why Terran players do this. Like, oh, it looks like Scarlett's just going to go for an inject. Like, why are you losing all the health on your Reaper before anything happens? Then you can't deny a third. You can't deny a creep tumor, which Scarlett didn't go for a creep tumor, but she's just kind of just going to lose an Overlord, and that's a mistake. That's first blood is an Overlord. I think Scarlett just had it hanging out. TY, now, TY did go for a reactor bit. What is this, a 2-1-1? What year is it? TY with the classic 2-1-1, the most mediocre build in the meta right now. The build most favored by Diamond players who haven't learned a new build since Beyond stopped playing because of military service. Rest in peace. Mr. Reaper goes down. Speaking of Beyond, that Reaper not gonna make it. Beyond the man who got Reaper's nerf not once, but twice. I mean, of the maps to do a 2-1-1 build, I think Golden Wall is definitely up there. Also, TY saw that Scarlett was mining through... I don't know how much you can really lean on this. And by the way, it's a quick layer, which means probably quick spire. TY saw that Scarlett was mining the back wall and is probably interested in taking that back base as a third. So in that case, the 2-1-1 becomes even stronger. Like, because this map has such a weird dichotomy between the top and bottom of the map. Like, you've got your underworld and your overworld. It's very hard to chase down medevacs unless you have something that maybe deals with them directly. Like, say, Mutalisks. The Mutas are on the way. Now, the thing is, the Spire is going to be about halfway done when the medevacs are out. So, there is a not small chance right now, and now, oh my god, oh, the medevacs are spotted. So this is spotted. There's a non-zero chance, though, Scarlett just dies, because there's no Baneling speed. There is a Baneling nest. There aren't any Banelings yet. You really need to have at least a few Banelings to make them pretend to micro. What? Oh god. And TY just outmaneuvered gets the unload. Scarlet was relying on at least denying this. Can use the ramp against Scarlet. This is why you build Banelings. Oh no. Well, the Zerglings, the ramp is just, this is disgusting. It looks like one medevac will go down, but the Marines using this, oh my god. It's not going to be the end of the game. The Queens are combining to target fire, but, oh, those Marines were way more cost-effective than they needed to be to get ahead here. The mutas are coming out. There's enough mutas. Like, build a Baneling or 3. Exactly 3. Oh, more Marines coming up. One muta goes down. Just enough Marines to make these mutas very unhappy about this. The Hellbats are coming by. Everything's pulled off to tank for the mutas. You don't really want drones tanking for mutas. Gonna deal with the Hellbat. More Zerglings coming out. Marines targeted down. Sacrificing Queens and Lings. But on the altar of more Mutalists staying alive. The Changelings starting to skew the numbers maybe in TY's mind. The Marines chase down. A couple Hellions come out. So the mutas come out. The drone losses are... that could have been bad. The drone losses aren't overwhelming, but Scarlet's sitting on 40 drones at the end of that. TY didn't... oh, he did go for a third CC. I think he wanted to build it here, but then circumstances changed. So Scarlet struggling in the drone count, starting upgrades. This is a low economy, high tech build from both sides. It's the mutas. Yeah, the Changelings. Where are you going, Changelings? Oh my god. The muta... TY doing what he did in GSL as well. So take some notes, Terrence, though the mutas came out quick. With the Hellbats reinforcing a push. You don't really see Hellbats very much nowadays, and now that the mutas are out, they've kind of lost their effectiveness, but they definitely helped buffer for the Marine. I'm sorry, I'm allergic to mutas because they're such vulnerable units. Okay. And the Hellbats in the natural, without Mutalists to dislodge them, are gonna be a serious issue. Scarlet's struggling to maintain an economy. Remember, mules exist, and TY is taking the gold base. Now, this base can be a little precarious because of the minerals walling. There can be a turret, but mutas, if the muta count gets too high, then things get dangerous. But of course, Widow Mines are going to be a problem as well. A Changeling spotted this. There's a drop, a Widow Mine drop heading along the bottom side of the map. Why not just go for the turret? Marines are on their way across. 4 SCVs go down. Widow Mine drop boosting in. Then Scarlet spotted. The medevac coming in. The Widow Mines are burrowing. No reaction from Scarlet. She's microing mutas, and now 10 drones go down. Oh no. All the damage done for all the effort of the mutas is now essentially invalidated because in just a couple shots. Oh, where do you think it went? You can't recall medevacs. That's next patch. Okay, it's not next patch, but still. Tough situation. Drilling Claws is now on the way. We still have... 1-1 is coming out. The armory is already done for TY. Not something you usually have quite as quick. Just part of the build. TY always a couple steps ahead, understanding that not only does the armory help with Hellbats to support the push, but at the... Oh my god! 3 mutas just die! 1 second going the wrong direction, and 3 mutas just evaporate. That is why mutas are so risky when the economy... Wait, does this work how I think it's going to work? The manual detonation over the top of the minerals, just barely larger. TY is starting to grind out a pretty significant lead. The supplies are close, but if the army doesn't all come together for Scarlet at just the right angle, it's going to be very difficult to deal with Drilling Claws mines. Thor has its own personal escort. And so far, the mutas are just not paying off. How many have gone down? 5 mutas. How many on the field? Just 10. That's not enough to even one-shot medevacs or Widow Mines yet. Though +1 attack is done, so that skews the numbers a little. Oh, a couple medevacs getting out in front, and there you go! Okay. 2 medevacs go down. Nice return fire there. Meanwhile, though, a Marine drop any amount of unit splitting has to happen very quickly and decisively. While these units are down here, the Marines will unload. TY lost a few SCVs. I'm not sure where. Maybe to the Banelings, actually, at the 3rd. But Scarlet now losing just as many drones to the Marine drop and is forced to drag the Mutas back, which opens up the top of the map. I'm surprised TY's heading back. He's actually backing off here while the Mutas are attacking forward. I think this is a little bit of a mistake. This is the perfect time to take advantage of the Mutas being out of position. But TY probably knows better than me, guys. I haven't qualified for any GSL finals quite yet. Maybe next season. But plays it safe. Says, well, if I just get 2-2 and I max out, I got 4 bases. Mutas are not fighting units. They're harass units. They're trying to keep the Zerg ahead on supply by exerting map control. But if we're both at 200 supply, even upgrades, my army's going to win 9 times out of 10. There's a Widow Mine over here. Every Widow Mine, incredibly annoying. Almost gets the hit off, not quite. TY closing in on 2-2. Scarlet is not too far behind. 1 Thor here, just the 1 for now. Supplies nearly even. TY slight edge. A few more Banelings are trickling in to the, like, what a play. You have to manually detonate. Not a bad hit. 6 SCVs. TY down to 60. Suddenly, Scarlet starting to take a bit of a lead. Oh, you got to be 1-1 Valley. A couple Widow Mines, a handful of Marines, a Thor getting in on the action, and suddenly things can go horribly, horribly wrong. The Widow Mine hit doesn't come off, but the Thor gets a shot. 10 SCV. It looks like this just keeps happening. The trickle of Banelings. Oh, a Queen. Only casualty thus far. Scarlet trying to set up. Oh, no! That was potentially terrible. But the Widow Mine is avoided for now. A pre-split coming out. The creep spread is not as iconic of Scarlet as she would hope. Another round. This just keeps the manual detonation. But here come the Zerglings trying to drag out the mines. Thor goes down. Another Thor is here. More Widow Mines coming up. The Mutas are getting ahead of themselves. The Thor taking so many hits. TY retreats all the way halfway across the map, but he's able to stand his ground with reinforcements. A couple more Widow Mines coming through. They're not going to get the greatest hit. Scarlet keeps a few Mutas alive. TY keeps a Thor and a few medevacs, and who came out on the better end of that exchange? A whole lot of Mutas went down, but so did medevacs, Thors, and mines. Honestly, it went pretty poorly for Scarlet, but not as bad as it... Oh, no! Another Widow Mine connects. It could have been worse. But the problem here is an even trade favors TY. Because TY can get 3-3. He's on a 4-base account. He has his late game lined up. Scarlet does not have a hive. She's stuck on this mid-game Muta Ling Bane. And once TY, at the very latest, once TY gets 3-3, well, things get incredibly difficult. That Widow Mine drop was not spotted. There's a lot of things that can go wrong right now for Scarlet. She's got to rely on getting another good fight. That last fight was okay. It wasn't... It surprisingly even. Usually fights like that heavily tilt one direction or the other. TY is taking another base. Is that his main command center? Indeed it is, which frees up more space for depots. Great space utilization. TY, real estate developer. Oh no. The drilling clutch... Oh no. And just like that, TY is back in a worker lead. Another drop is lined up. The Mutas are coming back to deal with this, which opens up the map and buys the precious extra amount of time. Okay, full medevac drop goes down, but TY replacing more than that every 20 or 30 seconds. There's already... Oh my god. The Widow Mine drop is cleaned up, but Scarlet just now making the infestation pit. Remember that one time Scarlet had burrowed Banes? Well, Burrow's on the way. The problem is TY is bearing down. These units, +3/+3 is finishing up. It's not done yet. The Banelings are finding some decent connection. The Thor itself is almost dead, but does Scarlet have what she needs? These units are on creep. +3 ain't done yet. This is the best it's gonna get. Oh, some Widow Mines dragged out. +3 is finishing up. The Zergling counterattack is good. That's just an orbital, but more hits are coming in from each angle. Scarlet can't back off any further. +3 is done. Armor is in there. More Widowmine hits, trying to get further away. Draws out the shot. Scarlet is holding. This base was cleaned up. Some more reinforcements. Another wave coming through. But it's getting more and more difficult. Scarlet is backed up against her own hatcheries. The boys are here to repair the ever so important Thor. And despite killing SCVs, that doesn't stop the mules and the fact that this army is already deadly. The army supply just isn't there for Scarlet, though the Widowmine drags are great! Actually, that could be the difference! The Widowmine's negated and almost killing the full medevacs. But is there anything left underneath? The cost efficiency of these units are too damn good, and now they're tearing through the entire ground army. The pre-split, while the medevacs are out of energy, mutas on their own aren't going to fight this. The Thor, the backbone. It's a little late for a base trade. You can cut off the reinforcements, but where's the economy? There's no more bases on the bottom half of the map. Most of the potentially mining drones are up here. Scarlet gonna... This is a desperate base trade at the very best. But one Widowmine and one Thor, and suddenly things are impossible. So, the Zerglings can come through the mined-out minerals, but how do you deal with the army? Mutas aren't well known for their cost efficiency. Well, it depends on the situation, but cost efficiency in straight-up engagements is dubious at best. Scarlet never found that hive tech in time. There's Burrow Banes, but even if they hit, they're too far apart. They hit like 6 Marines. So, we need one good hit, Scarlet. Come on. I need my clickbait title, please. I can at least say Scarlet Burrow Banes. You remember that one time? Give me my title, Scarlet. Oh, here come the Widowmines trying to bait through. And... hey, there you go. Title confirmed. Scarlet taking okay fights, but the war is over. This Terran army. This Terran army is far too much. You either have to take, like that fight in the middle of the map where both players were near max. That was the decider. It was about even, which favors the Terran, because a mutiling Bane player needs to have momentum to deal with the more cost-effective units, and TY just didn't let that happen. Best of 3. There's a reason we play that. Because one game doesn't make the play, especially one Golden Wall game. Golden Wall is, it's the grapefruit of maps, okay? Like, if you ask someone, like, I'll give you $100, name a fruit right now. You're gonna get apple, you're gonna get banana, you're gonna get maybe even mango. But even despite the fact it's in the name, and also now I'm confused. Why why would you name it after a grape? It tastes nothing. Maybe it tastes like grapes. I don't know. It has fruit in the name, but I doubt it'd be in anyone's top 5 lists of fruits that come to mind. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are some grapefruit enthusiasts out there, but Golden Wall is essentially that. It's like, oh yeah, that exists. Oh, it's weird. It's kind of like other maps, but different. TY's going for... Wait, was that a gas first? I don't know. Who's paying attention? One racks expand. TY. Thank you to Wardy for his... thanks, Mr. Wardy, for replays. I love you. So generous. For only $5 a month. you can subscribe to Wardy and get all the games that he wakes up in ungodly hours to cast live. And then post them to your very own YouTube channel like this is the first time anyone's seen them. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Remember that game was a 2-1-1. I think of all maps. Will we do it again? He's not going to do it. Is that a second Reaper? What? What was that noise?
Why?
I've seen this. I forget when I've seen it, but I've seen it a couple times. Yeah, this isn't like in TVZ. I'm okay. What's the plan? TY, educate me. Will a Zergling die? Oh, almost killed a Ling. Not quite. Almost though. Will there be creep? Scarlet, gonna go for the creep first. But there's an engineering bay. I think TY was one of the first players to really start doing this regular. Putting the engineering bay at the third, especially on maps where you can't just take another third. You gotta think about it. Like, there are some maps where you just, like, you have two options. Say Nightshade. Both third bases are kind of on the table as a Zerg player. But on Zen, the other third isn't really there. How many are drones gonna die to two TY just gets in, gets 2 drones. Oh my god. The madman won't stop. 3 drones! Now, of course, it was 2 Reapers. And... Oh. The NG Bay finished, but... it's just... So this is happening now. He killed all the Ling. Scarlet is in an awkward position. She's kind of forced to just go for... She's kind of forced to go for the lair now because... I mean... this is happening. So... This is super awkward for Zerg. Drones died. The third was denied. Now, other things are gonna get fried. She can build units that fly, but at the same time, it's definitely an advantage for TY. This was not a quick lair. There's an armory on the way. There's not even a Baneling nest done. Why would he not, like, we do this live with chat, for those wondering. Why would he not lift the bay at low HP and use it to scout or something? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because in the Brood War, we don't talk about this because it's traumatic, but in the Brood War, there was a terrible accident. An engineering bay was flying across the field, but a whole group of queens slammed into it. They were all destroyed, and with it, the tech for both engineering bays and queens to fly. So don't you dare bring that up. Alright, we're very sensitive to that. The Banelings aren't done. Baneling cocoon's getting transfused. This is terrible for Scarlet. There's going to be a couple Hellbats in the main. A Liberator shows up. Like, this is just horrible. The third base is essentially free. Now there are 2 Hellbats! The Spire isn't even done! Oh my god. 5 drones have been roasted. The queens are now out of position. Oh god, more queens die. Fried queens for dinner, everyone. Oh, the Hellbat drop. Okay, the Hellbat drop was killed. So that's something. The third base would be nice to have. Scarlet's building 6 mutas. Wait, there are Reapers. He built more Reapers. Who does that?
Who does that?
Oh, Scarlet. Scarlet, looking to save some transfuses. It's starting to come together.
What a save!
Scarlet now has 10 mutas. Okay, so TY's attack looked great to start, but he definitely got too cute. He definitely tried to spread himself too thin. And it's kind of like if you're not gonna, if you don't have enough butter to put on your biscuit, why put butter on it at all? Am I right? So, now Wardy, as an English he didn't need to have the Hellbats in the main and half the Hellbats pressuring. The one, I think a huge part of this was the one Spine Crawler. The one Spine Crawler made a huge difference in the defense. Now, make no mistake, this is not great for Scarlet. This is still rough, but that was the one Spine Crawler was the difference between the game being over and Scarlet having the tools to defend. And now we're here. So, TY, his stim pretty late. The upgrades are starting now. I don't know if Scarlet... She has 2 Evo chambers, so she could start upgrades right now. Right. Wait, 3, 2, 1... And then +1... There it is! As the Mutas continue to pressure. But TY is a little contained, so this ended up being not great, but... Not the end of the world for Scarlet. Oh, Widowmines are... Oh! Overseer shows up, but it's a little late to the party. I get such low FPS on this map. It makes me very unzen. The Widowmines are spotted here. But... TY! Like, that is the most effective changeling I've ever seen! TY... Wait, what? I don't understand what just happened. Wait. Do Widowmines trigger on changelings if he knows they're a changeling? What? Can you... What? We're gonna go back to that. Remind me at the end. But that's not how changelings work. Is it? Can you I don't understand my world anymore. This challenges everything I thought I knew about changelings and Widowmines. Anyways. Well, we'll have to go back to that and see if I don't... Oh my god. Well, one thing how did that not hit? Oh, the high ground vision. This time the chain, like, look, now it's not. That one got manually targeted. I'm so shooketh by that. Oh my god. TY is not getting 2-2. In fact, Scarlet getting work done with these Mutalisks. This has all turned around ever since the Great Changeling Inquisition. Scarlet has been making... She's got 82 drones! The Mad Woman! What are you doing? That's actually too many. I feel like you could have stopped at like 75 and really punched out the units so TY's attack wouldn't be as strong, but... Infestation Pit, Scarlet getting all the things that she wasn't able to get a hold of last game. Because TY not able to get much momentum. The one thing TY will have is a maxed out army. And Scarlet is still very reliant on Mutiling Bane. Mutiling Bane is incredibly fragile. Oh. Nobody heard anything. Are those drilling claws? Oh no. So while the Banelings did some damage, the Widowmine drop, the drilling claws drop did well as well. So who got the better end of that exchange? Definitely Scarlet though. Those Marines just got melted. Widowmines though. The danger. Mine drop was heading out here. TY feeling a little contained right now. More changelings gunned down. Scarlet still sitting on 80 drones. She's got her hive halfway done, which is so much better than last game. The creep spread as well. It was all like TY got too cute with that first attack. I really thought it was deadly. It looked deadly until it wasn't. Scarlet managing those queens well. But TY has a 4th. It's not like his economy has really been hamstrung. It's just that Scarlet has had more space. Oh, watch out! Those... +1 mech plating is done. Some players will go for the weapons, but the mech plating affects all mech units, including Medivac, so it's not a big difference here against Spores. Oh, the Widowmines burrow so fast! 610? Oh, how many mutas is this? 26. Oh. 26 mutas. 2-2 is done. +2 everything is done right now. Scarlet gonna make a few more creep tumors at the front. Meanwhile, Banelings are trying to get up the ramp, but they run into a depot, and that's about it. TY is nearly maxed out. Trickling through the minerals is Scarlet. There's a single mine and a changeling in there. I have to see that changeling again. Sensor tower. Taken down. The base itself. This is a little bit of an awkward engagement. Widowmine doesn't find much. Banelings coming through, looking for the planetary. Likely gonna get it. Planetary goes down, but TY taking the latter end of the engagement, and a lot of Zerglings trickle through. So the planetary dies, but at what cost? Now TY is a 30 army supply lead. The Ultralisk Cavern is almost finished. There's a lot of upgrades in the mail right now. +3/+3 for both sides. Almost identical timings. But Scarlet has to rebuild a lot of Lings and Banes. The Ultras are not going to be on the field, and they're not going to have their upgrades. The Medivacs are overtaxed and underpaid here. Only 4 of them for this entire army. Scarlet on the creep! Whole lot of Banelings, but 4 Thors doing incredible splash damage. And just what? Where? It's unclear. The splash damage is the jungle. The Thor juggling. The Banelings come in for an encore, but on deaf ears. Good split from the Marines. Some of them survive, and that's all that matters. Scarlet shattered. There just wasn't enough. You have to crush the fight. You have to crush it. And that's the issue with getting a little too greedy, is even if you're on creep, if enough units survive, they're going to get healed, they're going to recharge, the Thors are going to get more volleys. It looked okay, but just like last game, I have to see the changeling. Alright. I don't what was... Okay. So what happened here that defied the laws of StarCraft? Okay, it was a little before this. It was like... Okay. So... Scarlet drops a change. I'm going to TY's vision. We're going to slow it down. Like... The problem is when you're observing, the changeling is super obvious. But from my understanding, even if it is a changeling, even if it is revealed, they should not... The Widowmine shouldn't be attacking. Like, he knows it's a changeling. That's in detection range here. Yeah. The Widowmines would be shooting right now. They would be shooting right now. There's detection. They would already be locking on at least. They're not. And then TY selects his Widowmines, and they both lock onto it. So, what gets me is, like, the fact that the Widowmines don't auto-attack it, but they can manually attack it. Like, this is such a weird inconsistency. Has Fear Dragon already done an episode of 99% useless facts? Because Widowmines do not auto-attack, but they can manually attack. They can't, but you can't auto-attack friendly. You can't do that. Like, he couldn't target his own SCV and drag it into mutas. It only works because the changelings are 3/4 Zerg and 1/4 Terran. So the Widowmines are that 1/4 of them's like, wait, no, I shouldn't. And then the other ones are like, yeah, you should. No, it's not about... He obviously accidentally selected the... So he accidentally drag-selected the Widowmines with his SCVs to kill the changeling. TY making misclicks like a Diamond Leaguer. But, oh my god. Most important part. So if you feel like this is valuable information that will matter in every game from here on out, make sure to smash that like button like TY smashed his own SCV with Widow Mines in the weirdest scenario I've ever seen. Okay, not ever seen, but pretty weird. It's pretty weird. But overall, TY with strong, safe play, and Scarlet a little too greedy. We've seen this before, but will Scarlet bounce back, or will TY continue his reign of Terran going into the GSL Finals? Thank you for watching. Good luck, and have fun.